Fishin' Affliction. Hello.
It's time to wet a line. It's Fishin' Affliction time with those who got it bad.
Well, mom and dad's grab the kids, it's time for the fishing show. Me and the big dog's gonna go catch them down at the fishing hole. Well, you better stick around, cause you don't know what you're missing. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Grab your hats, grab your baits, don't forget your poles. We're gonna fire up that old Ranger boat and head to the fishing hole. We're gonna try to catch a biggin', yeah, that's what we're wishing. Cause me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah, me and the big dog's got that fishing affliction. Yeah. Yeah, and we've got it bad.
I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Aunt Defo, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hi, I'm Denny Brower, and I've got that fishing affliction.
Hey, I'm Mark Menendez, and I've got that fishing affliction.
I'm Bobby Lane, and I got that fishing affliction. Hi, I'm Chris Lane, and I got that fishing affliction.
I'm Shaw Grigsby, and I got that fishing affliction.
Just like me. Here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, here, fishy, fishy, here.
Well, folks, it's time to wet a line because it's fishing affliction time, and welcome into today's episode. And instead of being on the water, today we're in the woods as we bring to you our very first fishing affliction hunting special, sharing with you some incredible moments, beautiful scenery, Affliction Pro Staffer Chuck Walden's massive whitetail buck known as the Big 8, and meeting the man who makes the most delicious summer sausage out of that venison that you have ever tasted, the Grandaddy himself, Mr. Mike Forbes, owner of the famous Lebanon Locker. Today's Fishing Affliction product spotlight features those unbelievably warm socks made by Wigwam, and if you can't get enough Fishing Affliction TV, then be sure to subscribe to us there at our YouTube channel, and at the end of the show, you'll meet the Fishing Affliction Facebook Friend of the Week. So sit back and enjoy as we're in the woods featuring our Fishing Affliction hunting special right here on Fishing Affliction TV.
I am Strike King.
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 Well, folks, Strike King Pros, absolutely some of the finest fishermen on the planet, from Denny Brower to Greg Hackney to Kevin Van Dam. But you know that one thing that these gentlemen have in common, other than their passion to fish, is their passion to hunt. And according to the latest U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services study, over 38 million Americans hunt and fish, and through license fees and excise taxes on equipment, hunters and anglers pay for the most fish and wildlife conservation programs across the board. And folks, it's a fact, fishermen love to hunt. And folks, I definitely fall into that category, chasing those white-tailed deer around with my bow and arrow, 99.9% of the time coming home with nothing but great memories and the excitement to get up early the next morning and do it all over again. And folks, it's in that spirit that I'm going to share with you a bunch of great moments that I've enjoyed along with others that we've been blessed to experience this hunting season in the woods.
They even know from the factory, Mr. Allen, that you're supposed to pull by that part, huh?
You got that right. Because you see what he says up there? You follow instructions.
Well, folks, my hunting season started off early and enjoyable with Mr. Robert Allen on the right and his son Bobby. And on this particular day, which was September 11th, we were putting up a brand new stand down there at the Allen Farm at a stand location that they called the hotel. And as you see Bobby throw that rope, well, he's throwing that rope up there to the old hotel, which had been in place for a very long time, and it was time for a new stand. And this brand new stand, well, it was an enclosed stand that was on a tripod. And folks, the brand new hotel was about to be put in place, but not without a plan made by Mr. Robert Allen.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Do you feel comfortable raising it and being in the trailer? You didn't have to step out of the trailer when you get almost there?
I think we'll do most of it back here on the legs.
Well, first though, you got to pick this whole thing up out here. Yeah. Okay, another thing we got to do is secure these legs. So we're going to drive some stakes in the ground. Let's spin it so that leg will be touching the ground and this leg will be touching the ground.
Well, folks, there's nothing like a Robert Allen plan to get something done that needs to be done the right way. So with the plan in place, it was time to put up the brand new hotel. Right off the trailer, perfect. You tell me that Mr. Robert Allen ain't got it figured out to the centimeter. To the centimeter. All right, more to do. We'll see what's next. Well, folks, I hope you're enjoying being with Team Fishin' Affliction as we're in the woods bringing to you our hunting special. And when we return, we have a For Hunters Only featurette where Affliction Pro Staffer Chuck Walden tells the story of his encounter with a monster white-tailed buck known as the Big 8. All of that when we return back here to the wilds of Fishin' Affliction TV. But speaking of in the wilds, let's go see some pictures from this week's
In the Wild.
Folks, here's a few pictures from truly in the wild. Some things that I've been able to experience while sitting in the unbelievably beautiful woods, enjoying God's beautiful creation, all the way from 30 foot high looking at that PSE prophecy bow that I got from Poindexter's to sitting in the ground blind with a dear friend, Mr. Robert Allen. And don't forget the beginnings and the ends of the day. Folks, you can email your pictures to us there at pics@fishandaffliction.com, or be sure to upload them to our Facebook page, and maybe you'll see them right here on the big screen.
In the Wild. Your pictures in the wild.
You're the rookie. This is your moment.
Market 15 pounds, 10 ounces, steel champions this year. Kentucky Lane Strike King.
When you tie on a bait by Strike King.
Hey man, we got your back.
You're standing on the shoulders of legends.
Smyrna Ready Mix is an established company that handles business daily with integrity and professionalism. Whether you're a general contractor, professional builder, or a do-it-yourself homeowner, SRM has your concrete solutions. With several convenient locations in the Middle Tennessee area to serve you, the only call you need to make is to SRM, ready to serve you with integrity and professionalism.
Fishin' Affliction's Facebook trail for those who've got it bad. Brought to you by Smyrna Ready Mix.
Well, folks, Facebook. Most everybody's on it, and everybody's heard of it. And if you haven't liked Fishin' Affliction's Facebook page, then we urge you to do so you can be a part of the ever-growing community of Fishin' Affliction fans and participate in our weekly contest, upload your pictures, and even post your tournament trail results there at our Facebook page. Designed to keep you interactive and informed, it's the perfect way to communicate daily for those who've got it bad. Our thanks to Smyrna Ready Mix for sponsoring this segment of the show, and now back to Fishin' Affliction TV.
For hunters only. Brought to you by Fishin' Affliction. For those who've got it bad, both on the water and in the woods. And PaulPolishDeerLures.com. Producing the greatest selection of all natural buck and doe deer lures on today's market.
Ooh, Chucky. Chucky has bowed up. Oh, God. Golly. Here, get netting for him, Stump.
Well, folks, everybody knows that Affliction Pro Staffer Chuck Walden can catch those monster largemouths, as he's proved it time and time again here on Fishin' Affliction TV.
Oh my goodness, what a fish.
Now, not only does Chuck love to catch these big old largemouths, Chuck is also an avid hunter, and he loves to hunt white-tailed deer. And folks, he's got a great story to share with us, as he had the opportunity to harvest a beautiful mature white-tailed deer known as the Big 8, and is going on the wall in Chuck's man cave.
When the hunting season is over, I always put out corn in the trail camera to see what deer made it through the hunting season from the previous year. And that gives me an idea of what I can actually go for the next following season. It was during this time I saw the pictures of the deer that I actually took, and he was one of the good quality deer that we had on the trail camera after the season was over with, and we knew that we would probably go after him for the next year. This year, me and my son was bow hunting. He was in one tree and I was in the other, and it was kind of late. The deer came through the gate. He stepped out into the field. If it had been 15-20 minutes earlier, there would have probably been 6 or 7 does out there. He came out to check out the field for deer or does, and there was nothing there. So he turned around and left the field, and I didn't see him again until muzzleloader season.
On November the 15th.
I'm up in the tree, and I usually get in there at least an hour and a half before I expect the deer to even come out. There was probably 7 or 8 deer that had already entered the field. There were some small bucks and some does and some yearlings. At 4:30, I looked across the field, about 110 yards off, and this deer was getting ready to enter the field. He stepped into the field. He was checking for does out in the field. He was very cautious. You could tell he's a mature buck. And he walked to the right, and that's when I turned my camera off and picked up the muzzleloader and took the shot at 100 yards. I actually put a tape on him, a measuring tape on him. He had a 19-inch inside spread. His main beams was 21 on one side and 20 the other. His G2s, they wasn't real long on his G2 and G3s, but he'll measure out and score out right at 130 inches gross score.
Is he going on the wall?
Yeah, he's going on the wall. He's going to be added to my collection that I have in my man cave. I've already got a place for him in my wall.
Well, folks, what an absolute monster deer harvested by Affliction Pro Staffer Chuck Walden. And our congratulations to Chuck, because we know as deer hunters how difficult it is to harvest a mature whitetail. And Chuck is teaching his secrets to somebody very special in the family, his granddaughter, Katie, who refers to Chuck as Poppy. And these two enjoy spending time in God's great outdoors, sharing in the adventures and making precious memories. And that's what being in the woods is all about. And now back to Fishin' Affliction. I mean, right off the trailer, perfect. You tell me that Mr. Robert Allen ain't got it figured out to the centimeter. To the centimeter. All right, more to do. We'll see what's next. Well, folks, what was next was tending to those food plots that Mr. Allen and his son Bobby have been doing for years, putting up those game cameras and doing a little scouting. And before we knew it, hunting season was upon us. And folks, what you're about to see are just some of the beautiful moments that we got to experience this hunting season in the woods. Well, folks, all the way from that first encounter in September to the sunrise on the last day that I got to hunt there on January 4th, 2014, I, along with so many of you, have been able to enjoy the privilege, freedom, blessings, and the unbelievable beauty that God creates in the woods. And I'm looking forward to doing it again next hunting season. Folks, I hope you're enjoying being in the woods with Team Fishin' Affliction as we bring to you our hunting special. And what beautiful experiences we've been able to enjoy while being out in God's great outdoors. And folks, when we return, we're going to visit with the man who can take that venison and make it into the most delicious summer sausage that you have ever tasted. As we visit with the legendary granddaddy of the summer sausage, Mr. Mike Forbes of the Lebanon Locker. All that when we return, but right now let's head upstairs to the kitchen to see what Miss Vicki Porter's got cooking this week. In the Skillet with Chef Vicki Porter is brought to you by Cleepy.com, turning your precious memories into video treasures.
Welcome to In the Skillet. I'm Vicki Porter, and we have gotten so many requests from our viewers who also hunt for a great recipe for deer meat. So today, I'm going to show you this awesome and easy recipe. You will need 2 to 3 pounds of deer meat, 1 package of onion soup mix, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, garlic powder, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 tablespoon of butter. With your deer meat already in your crock pot or slow cooker, Next, you're gonna add the package of onion soup mix. Next, add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, sprinkle on garlic powder, add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup, add about 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper, add a tablespoon of butter, and 1 cup of water. After you mix all the ingredients together, let this cook on a low setting for at least 6 hours. After 6 hours, this deer meat smells delicious. Your family is gonna love it. You can get this recipe at fishandaffliction.com. I'm Vicki Porter. Tune in next week to see what's cooking in the skillet.
S11 sunglasses makes it like the water is not even there.
Hey everybody, it's hard to believe that another deer season has come and gone, and I want to remind you, if you want to know the results of the hunting seasons this year, go to tnwildlife.org, that's the TWA's website, and go in hunter information and look at the harvest reports. Give it another week or two and look at the totals for this year and see which counties and which wildlife management areas had the best success with harvest rates. Now, deer season may be over, but there's a lot of hunting still to go. Duck season now, if Mother Nature's working with us and keeps working with us, you guys have until January the 26th to take ducks in Tennessee, whether it be from a wildlife management area or private land. A lot of ducks in the forecast earlier this year. We just need Mother Nature to keep on sending them down, but that's going on. Also, you got small game. I know a lot of you hunters are now glad that you can have the woods out there or the fields out there by yourself, not worrying about big game hunters so much, because you have quail season that now goes until the last day of February this year, February 28th. You also have rabbit season that will go to February 28th. I love hunting rabbits in February. Great month to hunt them. And also you have squirrel season that will go to the end of February. Check out the guide, tnwildlife.org. On that website you can find the hunting guide, or you can still get hard copies out there at stores that sell hunting and fishing licenses. But a lot of hunting still to go in Tennessee, and when all those hunting seasons end, it won't be long before turkey season starts, and I'll be talking about that a lot more right here on Fishin' Affliction. We'll see you next week.
You know, folks, it's a fact. Your socks are one of the most overlooked items of clothing that you decide to put on your feet. And ever since we've got our Wigwam socks, I can't begin to tell you how comfortable and warm they are, and they keep my feet dry. They have a style for every type of activity that you want to enjoy. Wigwam socks, made in the USA, the Performance Sock Company. Get you several pair of them and try them out, and I promise you, you will be putting on the best sock that you've ever put on your feet. And now back to Fishin' Affliction. Welcome back to Fishin' Affliction TV, and this segment of the show is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Mercury Outboards, #1 on the water. Akuma, high performance fishing gear. The ever powerful and long lasting Deca batteries. Seagar, always the best. Mustad hooks, stays sharper longer. Onyx life jackets and rain gear, keeping you there. Frayville, trusted gear since 1938. Real Magic, the name says it all. Rugged electronic mounts provided by Ram Mounts. Wigwam Socks, the Performance Sock Company. bbgmarine.com and Tournament Wear. Look great, feel great, do great. Well, folks, one of the biggest joys of hunting is getting to eat what you harvest. And a lot of people love to get their venison made into hamburgers, roasts, and all other kinds of cuts of meat that you get from harvesting a deer. And a couple all-time favorites are breakfast sausage and summer sausage. And folks, you have never tasted any better than that made by the granddaddy of the summer sausage, Mr. Mike Forbes, owner and operator of the legendary Lebanon Locker. I'm standing here with the granddaddy. The granddaddy. I mean, it's true. You are the gentleman that brought deer sausage to Tennessee.
Summer sausage.
Summer sausage. Summer sausage.
35 years ago.
Unbelievable. And then at 19 years of age, this place became yours. Tell me a little bit about the Lebanon Locker. And folks, what an incredible place to have your deer brought here, processed. Mike can do anything that you can imagine with a deer and make it to be the most delicious thing that you've ever put in your mouth.
Yeah, they tell me I can make a deer curl your toes, shine your hair, and make you feel like a millionaire. How we got in this, Dan, is I was too stupid to go to college and finish, so I had to find something else to do, and I was a poor old farmer from up there, a little place called Shop Springs, Tennessee, and I said, well, I need to do a little something to get me by, so I started doing a little deer up here. And then one day, first year I was down here, I had a neighbor come back from Colorado hunting elk out there, and he brought me a stick of summer sausage, and he looked at me and he said the right thing to me at that moment. He said, you'll make a lot of money if you learn how to make this. And I ain't made a lot of money, but I've took in some dimes and nickels over the years.
Mr. Robert Allen, who's been on Fishin' Affliction so much and a member of our Sportsman's Hall of Honor, gave Vicki and I some summer sausage that was made here by Mike and the fine folks here at the Lebanon Locker, and that's why we're standing here. We have since brought 3 deer to be processed. Folks, I cannot begin to tell you how delicious everything that he does with a deer. He's got incredible options too from summer. So tell us a little bit. Here I am telling it, and I don't even know it. It's just a little bit. What do you do?
In the sausages and jerkies end, we make a Texas smoked bratwurst. We do a summer sausage, and we do a summer sausage with jalapeno and cheese. We do snack sticks made out of venison. We'd do a soft jerky and a hard jerky.
Breakfast sausage?
Oh, I forgot. I don't like to talk too much about breakfast sausage because we just do a world of it up here. A world of it.
Well, come up and see the granddaddy so you can get you some of this fine deer sausage here at the Lebanon Locker. Folks, you won't believe what it tastes like, and I guarantee you'll be back to get more. And now back to Fishin' Affliction.
All right, get them, boys.
Get them. Well, early the next morning, it was time to get in that hunting blind with Mr. Robert Allen to see what the morning would bring. Well, folks, on this particular morning, the big one got away, as they typically do. And although we didn't harvest a deer on this hunt, that's not what it's about to the true outdoorsman. It's all about enjoying God's beautiful creation and the fellowship that we had the blessed opportunity to share in the woods. And I'm so thankful for that time with Mr. Allen and all the times I get to be in God's great outdoors. And folks, next week it's time to get back to some fishing action with the big dog pre-fishing the PAA over in East Tennessee on Douglas Lake. So tune in to Fishin' Affliction TV next week and you'll see.
Oh, look at this big largemouth we got right here, bud.
This week's Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend is
Kyle Randazzo.
And thanks for being our Facebook friend. For your chance to join in the fun and become an official Team Fishin' Affliction featured Facebook friend, simply like us on Facebook. And be sure to write a comment on our wall. As always, a big thank you to all of our national and local sponsors for providing us with the most advanced technology and highest quality products and services. Be sure to visit each of our partners online through the sponsor links page on our official website at FishinAffliction.com. And this is your old pal Matthew Gillen, the voice of Fishin' Affliction TV, hoping that you'll tune in next week, because there's no doubt that Dan and the big dog got it bad. They've got Fishin' Affliction for those who got it bad.